for sure. Let's get into the Course of the Inevitable 2
Mm.
first listen. So how many times did you guys get to run through it? I ran through it about, I'd say 3 times.
That was like
3
2.
times. 2. Once. Yeah, I've been doing this thing for like ever since we started. I've been listening to it on like just through the phone and then in the car and then in headphones.
Mm.
Like for all the albums or all the music that we've been like kind of going through, just to see if it sounds different. And low key, like everything sounds a bit different the way you listen to it. But I'm gonna start with Eddie. Let's get your take on your first listen.
I really like it. Solid 8 out of 10 for me. Tracks that stood out to me are Living Proof, Socialize, and even Don't Switch with Tony Ayo. I really like that one too.
Yeah, that was a surprise one for me.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. But I mean, it's to me, it's just like it's just Banks, you know. He's always gonna come out, you know, to me with that grittiness type of album, New York style. I think the production on his recent albums has changed a bit, you know. But I feel like if he got more support and more funds to like his production, like he could even be even more mainstream again. But yeah, I think a solid 8 out of 10 to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Jason?
I gave it one good listen. In that one good listen, I liked about it. I had to warm up to. I had to warm up because I'm not somebody that's an avid listener of Lloyd Banks. Like if I didn't know you, if you didn't tell me this album was dropping, I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? So like the first couple tracks, I had to get used to that nigga voice. I didn't even go cap to you. And then once I got into it, I doubled back like the first 4 songs.
Yeah.
Like I doubled back on it because I'm like, I'm not being fair to this guy. Like I'm really once I finally did it, like I liked once I got to Fell in Love, I was like, all right.
You were shitting on
Got
it
to
at
Fell
first
in
or
Love.
what?
I wasn't shitting on it, I was just like I was just kinda like, yo, like I don't know, the I forgot he was like, you know when I'm coming, like, you know, like he came out like that. I was like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
all right,
It
I
was
forgot.
definitely
You know what I mean? But once you got into his world, that's when you start seeing the pictures getting painted and the shit he was trying to talk about. Fell in Love, Murder One was hard to me. Like I was more of a fan of the second part of it. Like
okay.
Murder One, Don't Switch Up with Yayo was hard to me. And Dead Roses. I
Okay.
think Dead Roses might have been my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, Fell in Love was like the more up tempo out of the whole
Yeah,
album. Yeah.
yeah.
That one. I think he
So I was
released
like,
that like a
okay.
couple days before the album. That was pretty dope. I got to listen to it. I feel like you though. I like the second half of the album better than the first half. And what I had to do, like the first listen, like COTI 1 was such a good album to me. Like last year, that was probably in my personal top 3
Mm,
because of just like the production. Like I feel like he took a step back with the production on this one, like a big step back. But um he stayed true to like his rhyming style, he stayed true to himself on this, and I'm not mad at it at all. I had to double back because I was comparing it to COTI 1. And
mm,
like I said, COTI 1 was up there for me. And to me, this is not even close to COTI 1, but it's still a good album. I'm with Eddie, like that 7, 8 out of 10 range. I like the second half of the album a lot better than the first. The one with him and Jadakiss,
mm-hmm.
that shit was dope. The one with him and Yayo surprised me too. I wasn't expect
Hmm.
Yayo kind of Yayo kind of did his thing on there. Like
Yeah,
every
he
time I
did.
see Yayo on the track, it's like, oh, here go Yayo. But then I'm like, damn, like it's really not that.
He got
It's not
he
that
got
bad.
to
It's
it.
kind of good. Yeah, like he did
Yeah.
his thing. But yeah, don't switch. Murder One was one. Fell in Love was one. Um, I like Living Proof with Benny. I think both
Mm,
the Benny and Conway, They both did their thing.
That was my better of the track between Benny and Conway. I like the one with Benny.
Mm-hmm.
Conway didn't. I don't know. I don't know what I was. Maybe I was expecting like Conway is my favorite from Griselda, and I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know what
fact.
I was expecting. Honestly, maybe I like over when I saw those names, I was like, oh, here go the two best tracks on the album, and they
Yeah.
weren't. To me,
Yeah,
I was like, all right, I'll put it like this: I'll work out to the first half of the album. Like I'll get in the gym. That's some shit that's gonna make me want to get in the gym and like the whole album is low key like that. I kind of made me it kind of hyped me up in a way. But I'm a musical ass nigga, so at some point I want to hear some chords and shit. But yeah, the second half was more of like I'll cruise to this or I'll just sit down and pull up some wine or some shit and play that. Like
yeah.
I don't know, yeah,
No, I feel it. I feel it. The second half kind of it gave a different energy for me. The first half was like super gritty, and that's kind of how he opened Cody
hmm
one too. He opened it gritty, but like man, his feature choice, like the people he messed with from New York, like that style of music, it goes perfect with Banks's beat choice too. Like him and Styles and Jada and the Griselda boys on the track, like he never goes wrong with that, and even Fab.
hmm
But yeah,
But
I thought
Jason's
it
right.
was.
I think you have to have an ear for him.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
'Cause
100%.
Banks to me is always like a nostalgia factor,
right,
Mhm.
you know?
right. And
Yeah.
Um,
so
like out of the
you
whole G
definitely,
Unit,
yeah.
yeah, the whole G Unit, I mean, like you have to like really have like had an affinity to the G Unit era to like really go back and be like, oh shit, Banks is dropping an album, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and but I will say this, like, bro ain't lost a step, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's still on point with it. He don't sound like a old nigga still trying to do it. Like he sound like a today's artist. Like just he's
Y
preserved his craft.
yeah, he said I mean, he's in that same lane as, like, Griselda, like, if you haven't heard Banks before and you like Griselda, you would like
Yeah.
Banks. Like, it's that same lane.
I felt like after listening to it, I was the one who felt like I was sleeping.
Yeah. And did
Like
you
that's
listen
how
to
I felt. I
Cody
was like,
1?
ooh, I need to check for Banks a little more often. Which one?
Did you listen to Cody 1, Course of the Inevitable 1?
I
The one
didn't. I didn't
that
listen to Cody one. I gotta be
from
honest.
my from my perspective, it is a much better album. A much better album.
Mm.
I think
It's
yeah,
better than Cody Wood's better than Hunger for More too.
it probably like I haven't thought about this, but it
I
is
agree.
it could be Banks's best album.
Oh, I
Mm.
don't know more than I'm a huge Rotten Apple album guy.
Yeah,
I
I like
love
Rotten
that
Apple
album.
too.
I love that album. I
Mm.
think it's his third best album. I
Okay.
don't think I think Hunger for More won because of like he's got the R&B hits on there. He's got like the New York hits on there. So I think his first album is just like to me like a classic.
Yeah, that's the one.
You know, and then I personally, my personal choice, Ron Apple, I really like that album, and I think Cody One
Yeah.
is right there. I think it's better than Hunger for More
Fuck.
too.
I gotta go check out this Cody one.
Cody one is great, bro. And I wasn't expecting anything out of Cody one. Just like I was expecting something out of this one, which kind of ruined my first listen. So, but like Cody one, like we hadn't had a Banks album in so long, and like I wasn't expecting anything. So, like as
Mm.
soon as I turned it on, I was like yo, what the fuck?
I'm
Like this
just
is what I
I'm just
needed.
glad he's still putting out albums. I'm just
Yeah,
glad about that.
100%. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's that like for me, it's the nostalgia factor too that adds to it. And he's not like today's lyricist. It's like you gotta. It's a lot of like metaphors and shit that's happening where you don't realize that it's happening until you give it a couple listens and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, he didn't really mean that. He meant this, and
Hey, so he's
there's
independent now.
layers.
He's independent now, right?
Yeah, I
So
don't know his situation, but yeah, I think he's like
I thought it was.
100%.
I don't know if he like. I don't know if he's not with G Unit anymore. Obviously, but under 50. But I thought it was dope that he got Yayo on the track.
Yeah.
No, knowing that I don't think there's beef between him and 50. I think there's just a riff. Like it's not the same relationship as like Young Buck and
Mhm.
50 where they hate each other. but I think there's like a small rift between Banks and 50. But the fact that him and Yayo can still like hop on the track, it's pretty
Yeah.
dope to me. You know.
Yeah, I
So
saw
nobody.
no, he was on I think Joe Budden's podcast this past weekend or this past week, and
Y'all
I gave
froze.
it a little listen. Oh, here you go. You back?
Yeah. We're back.
All right. So yeah, he was on Joe Budden's podcast, and he actually they talked to him about like his process and stuff, and he was talking about how much he learned from 50 and stuff like that. He also said I saw a clip where he said that he has written like 100% of his stuff, including the hooks, even when like Carrie Hilson or like Karma and stuff like that. He even wrote those hooks that have the R&B artists on there.
Wait, who did?
Banks, where
Oh,
he actually
he
wrote
wrote
the
the
hooks
art.
and the R&B artist will come in and sing that
Oh
hook, but
wow.
he wrote it.
Oh wow.
And he said he learned that from 50, with the melodies and stuff like that. So yeah, so he says that he's written 100% of his discography basically.
What?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Even what? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'll
That's
shoot
pretty
you. I'll
impressive.
shoot you the clip. I think I sent it to Jason. I'll shoot you the clip. But
Mhm.
yeah, he said Carrie Hilson and
What about that? What about
is
that
it
one?
is it
Oh my
Nia?
gosh, what's it called?
The one with Dave
Karma.
East and
Oh, you talking about Dave East and Vado? Traffic
Uh,
that on Cody too? Jason, is that what you were
no, I was
mentioning?
talking about the Dave East and Vado one on this new one.
Oh no. I'm talking about his verses and then like the songs that's him and R&B artists. He's not writing for other rappers.
hey, speaking
No,
about
no, no,
that,
no.
when
I'm
did
just saying. No. I was just saying, like, Cyborg. How'd y'all feel about that track at the
that's
end of
hey,
the
I was gonna
album?
ask you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
Davies was kind of like I don't
Dave East
know.
is interesting because Dave East is either like he's super hit or miss for me. It's either I love a Dave East project and I'm bumping it for like a month straight, or I listen to it and I don't care for it.
Well, this was a miss.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
didn't like
like that nigga
Vado's.
don't be
Don't
like
be
he don't be
trying.
trying sometimes.
Hey,
You feel me? Like, is
hey,
it just me?
and you know what's funny is that this is one thing that I was worried about on this album because on some like the features on this album, I was hoping that Conway and Benny and Jada would try hard, because sometimes when you get featured on an album like this, like you sometimes tend to like, you know what, it's a verse, a quick check, but they did try,
Yeah,
but not
But they
Davies.
didn't try. Like,
Oh, I
yeah,
feel you. Okay,
bro.
I feel you. Hey, so
nah,
hold on. You don't think Benny the Butcher tried? Like I thought he
Benny for
tried.
sure. Okay, so like
Benny
Banks,
tried. Benny tried, but
Benny
Conway, I was
tried.
like,
Yeah, okay, I
now. So
agree with that.
for me, what I think is like, all right, you getting in the studio with Lloyd, and Lloyd is like a dragon. You know what I mean? You think these niggas like psych themselves out
That-
to where it's like it's almost like because I be in the studio with niggas sometimes, and it's like and you in there, and it's like you get two niggas that can really go, and one of them just doesn't. And I feel like it's a mental game to where
But
it's more of like, I'm just gonna write the verse. Like you play it off like that because you
yeah,
don't want to go at the high. I don't know how to explain it, but when I heard
well,
Dave East, I was like, oh, this nigga ain't like I didn't doubt his ability. I was like, oh, he
I
just
feel
knocked it
like that
out.
though.
Like
I feel like Dave East, like his hit or miss is like when he misses with me, it sounds like he's being like too nonchalant about it. But I feel the same way about Conway. Like I usually like all of Conway's stuff, but the stuff that I don't like, I feel like it's too relaxed.
I don't think they.
yeah,
I don't know if they like psych themselves out. I think also is like let's say their verse isn't the best. Is someone gonna come up to him and be like, "Damn, Banks killed you on that track"? Like, you get me? Like, it's not gonna get as many listens as another album would. But like, I
Yeah.
just think like do they really try? When it comes to albums like this.
But like with Fab and with Kiss and with Styles, like every time they're on the track with Banks, they bring it.
Yeah, because they grew up
I
with
think
like
it's a
they grew up
different,
in that
yeah, I
same
think it's a
it's
era.
a
different
camaraderie
respect.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
It
and
yeah.
felt
like they
like
like
Dave
Jada
East was doing a
Hmm.
favor.
Jada's gonna try with Banks because they were in the same era, and G Unit and them had beef.
Yeah. I feel
You
like
know,
Dave East came into it kind of like, I'm not gonna try to out rap this nigga. I'm gonna just do what Dave do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we didn't want that.
Yeah.
We wanted
Yeah.
that nigga to go. And then the other dude, what's his name? Vado?
Vado, yeah, Vado.
I haven't played too much. I haven't played too much of him, but
yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
listen to Vado
I don't
like
really
that.
listen to Vado either. I feel like he's like he's a New York legend, but I haven't really checked for him too
and
much.
that's not a diss. It's just like
Yeah.
I got a close circle of listening friends. You know.
There's
Yeah.
too many
And
artists
it's
out there.
like if we mention a Corrupt or a Daz, a lot of people from New York aren't gonna know their discography like we do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
There's a difference.
It's not personal. It's just a West Coast thing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.